Hello everyone, I am Amey from Admissions Committee. On behalf of VGSoM IIT Kharagpur, we congratulate you for getting shortlisted for the PI process. Today we have Samanway Guha who will be giving insights about the PI process from last year. So over to you, Samanway.
Hi everyone. So first of all, congratulations for making it to this PI round. I'll share my experiences of my personal interview last year, and I hope that the experiences that I'll share will make you gain some insights as to how you can conduct yourself in the subsequent rounds of interview.
So Samanway, can you tell us how was your interview, how it went?
Sure. So for me, I'll talk about a little bit about my personal profile. So I had a BTech followed by a master's. Then I come from a research background. So I was as a research assistant for 2 years at IIT Kharagpur before I applied for CAT exams, and fortunately again I landed here at VGSoM. So my personal experience would be that it was pretty straightforward. So it started with a general introduction of my profile, my educational background, my work, especially in my case, my research experience. And then it was mostly not a very traditional structured interview, I would say. For me, it was more of a freestyle, because based on what I was saying, the interviewer was asking me further questions. So just like I said that I was a part of IIT Kharagpur beforehand, so they were very interested in my research as to what I was doing, what was my objective, what were the observations, and so on. And mind you that most of the faculties here, they have a technical bent of mind. Many of them have an engineering degree prior. So be very sure about your technical prowess, because they have asked subsequent questions on that regard. Apart from that, then my interview slowly flowed towards the management aspect of it, where they asked me the motivation behind switching to an MBA and some of the managerial aspects that I've learned from my research. And that's how it kind of concluded, I would say.
Were there any specific questions that were asked to you?
Yes, there was. So basically, my background is in electronic engineering, and I was working as a research assistant at IIT Kharagpur. So they were very interested in my research. So they were specifically asking questions pertaining to my research. So one of the interviewers supposedly had a background in what I was working on. So as you can realize that he was very interested and he was asking very pertinent questions. So again, as I've said that knowing your technical concepts are very important, because if you're coming from a technical background, as well as the best part is that since you are converting it to a management degree, I suggest that you pick out areas where you can come up with management aspects of what you have learned out of that technical job that you have been on.
Okay. During the interview, was there any situation where any question or any thing that caught you off guard?
There wasn't any specific situation that caught me off guard, but I would suggest that there could be situational questions, because depending on your profile, because you're well aware that nowadays a lot of B schools do ask you situational based questions. So I believe that you be open-minded about it, because since I was not asked about it, so you may be asked about it. Or this year I've heard that the SOPs is something that have been introduced this year in the admission process. So they may ask you certain things that you have put in your SOP. Maybe it could be your passion or something that you have put in. So as I've said, that knowing your application form and your SOPs in this case will make you seem prepared for the interview.
Okay, so any final tips that you would like to give to the candidates?
Sure. I would say that on the day of the interview, the night before, get a good night's sleep. And I'm presuming that most of the prospective students have some experience of interviews, because by this time we are almost done with the CAP interviews, and some of us have also applied to various private institutes as well. So you roughly have an idea about what you have said and the areas where you could work upon. So please keep improving on those areas. When it comes to VGSoM, there are two things I would say. First of all, that be very technically sound, because most of us come from a very IT or engineering background, and most of these faculties may ask you concepts regarding to your work ex. So be sure that you can answer them confidently. Secondly, be very thorough about what you have written in the application form, because whatever you have written in the application form, they will ask you from there. And third is that you can give some mock practices that which you can carry about. So for personally, I believe in STAR technique, which most of us are aware of. That is situation, task, action and result. And that usually helps you structure your thoughts when you are giving an interview. So overall, I think that if you keep these points in mind, you'll sail smoothly.
Thank you, Samanway, for sharing your insights. I hope they will definitely help the candidates. So, from VGSoM IIT Kharagpur, we wish all the best to the candidates.
All the best, guys.